Hello, this is Imi from iTradeAIMS.com. Again, how are you guys? Let me take you through today's activity. What did we do? So today on German 30, which is the DAX 30, if you started at the Frankfurt Open, which is the 9 o'clock candle here, 7 a.m. UK, you had a breakout setup. We have a blue dot. Everything's inside. There's a box there. And if you take your trade with your 13-point stop loss, you would have taken your profits around here or let it go. Few people who started just before London Open took trades here. So I think Ganesh took a trade here, and because he does 1:1, he had his 1:1 trade here. This is where London opens, and there's no low bot today. And market broke below this, and as soon as this happens, something mysterious happens. It happens in my head. It should happen in yours as well, if you know how to trade hunt. So the hunt strategy relies on breakouts like this, but it's high probability setup because you don't predict, you don't take a chance if the market will break or not. You actually let the market break out, and then you wait for the hunt signal. And this is where it happened. Let me just put the hunt template on so you know. And you had to be quick. So I was, and that's why we call it the hunt. You have to be like a tiger. So when this happens, especially on an M1 shot, you're looking, you're sitting there, you're waiting. And there's a cool trick that we have, thanks to one of our friends, that we can actually do it. So if you are manually trading this, what you will do, and that's a very cool trick as well, is that when you're expecting that you're waiting for a hunt signal, you'll go further from the price. So if it was here, I would have gone here, or probably squeezed it like this. Right click. Let's suppose you do this. Right click. You go to trading, and then you put a sell stop. As soon as you put a sell stop here, you wait for that signal, and as soon as it happens, you drag it. So if I was expecting a hunt signal here, I would have dragged it there, and then as soon as it triggers, I will then drag the stop loss to my desired location. That's the quickest way if you don't have one of those things. But luckily we have ATM, Steve, for-exe, Forex.com. You can download ATM. I think it's a very good price for 6 months subscription or something like that. You might have seen it on my... I'm not pitching this product or anything. I'm not an affiliate. I just love this, and it makes my job easy. So around here, I knew what was happening. So I had fingers on the buzzer. I was here. Sell bar. So as soon as this happened, around that one, I set it up because I had this feeling. So around the last 10 seconds of this, I knew what was happening. So what you do is you do current bar. So if it's on the current bar and it's not finished in the last 10 seconds, I put my pending order, and that allowed me to get in. Otherwise, I would have missed it. So because of that little trick, I was able to take a trade with 8.5, let's call it 9 stop loss. And before I updated my chat room, I said, I'm in, I'm break even, and the next message was, I'm out. This literally took 30 seconds and 2% profit, and that's it. I was done. After that, I switched to my other account, which is smaller, where I play, and I started doing something else. And I will tell you what I did. Let's go to the chat room. Oh, so Edward took a nice trade up there. It is a setup one. There's no fresh cross, but AO is very close to zero line. It's just about 10 minutes before LO. It's kind of all right. And I think he probably had either a break even or a rent trade, depending on where your target point was. Nope. Looks like he had taken profit. So that's a pretty good trade here. Well done, Edward. And what else is there? Right, so I started playing with, we talked about the fruit method. So here it is. if you were to trade the fruit method, this was the perfect time to take the fruit because the market moved far away from each other. And before we do that, I will do a quick how to count Elliott Wave within 1 second on your chart. And if you don't complicate it, it's pretty easy. So as you see here, Gator is sleeping. That's where the 1-2 happens. And inside a box, when the box is tall, it's an impulse wave. When the box is tight, it's a corrective wave. That's very simple. So what happens here? Well, it's very simple. You have 1 and 2. So that's your 1-2. That's your 3. That's your 4. So remember, push, pull. And that's where the hand signal is. Hand signal gets you into wave 5. You take that, bang, it comes here. So that's your peak. That's your hidden divergence, as you can see around here. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave was complete. Based on that, this fruit signal, which appeared as we saw in that picture. Let me just take you there. There we go. So I hope you can see it. Yes, you can. I'm going to draw on this. Change the color to blue. So this would be your initial entry. That's your initial entry. Ideally, you'd be entering here with your add-on, but if you wait for it, that's okay as well. So if you're not sure, you wait for it, and this is what I did. Waited. Then we had a B trap, or you go in here and you get stopped out. Actually, that's what happened to me, sorry. So I went in, I got stopped out, but I was aware of it, that B trap is coming. Now, if you don't know about B trap, that's all right. Once you go through stage 1 and 2, then you begin to learn this. So this is where you start. This is a B trap fruit. And normally you wouldn't take this. You wouldn't take this fruit. But in this occasion, you would take it because you've tried this fruit and you have been proven that price is not resuming. The trend is not resuming. Actually, it's going up. So you get your entry here. Then you have your box add-on here. And then you have a second box add-on here. So that's your half a risk, and half a risk, total 1.5 risk. And then after that, you do nothing. You just let it. And these are not the fruits that you take. Why? Because there's no fundamental kind of that evidence behind it. So here you had this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, peak, strong down, and then price, snapping back. So you did that, and you had this belief that market might snap back and went up, and it did actually go up. Now, unfortunately, I got out here because I was targeting these levels, because 8 out of 10 times wave 4 will enter the zone of wave 4 of the previous 3, but it wasn't to be, because we were going to make a new 3 up. So anyway, I got out. That was good profit, but if I stayed in there, then I would have got out here, and that would be a total of 73 on the first entry, this one, a 63 on the second entry, and 57 on the third entry. So that's one campaign together, brings in 193 points. But the 193 points is not a big thing. The big thing is this. So you gained 4.5%. That's 73 points at the risk of 8 points. So this was like 8-point risk, result of 73. Somebody asked me the other day, what is, where can I find the 1:10 method? And I responded to them, well, you'll find them, but you have to get to stage 3 first, right? You have to become disciplined. You have to go through stage 1 and 2, 2-3 months, maybe 6 months, and then you can try the fruit method where you can gain. So suppose here within the first 2 hours of London Open, you are 9.6% up, but you've only risked 1.5% in total. And mind you, by the time you had risked your other 0.5%, you were already in profit from your first entry. And by the time you added the other 0.5%, you were already in profit from the first 2 entries. So it was never a total of 1.5% risk. It was incremental, and that is the beauty of this method. It's very hugely profitable, but it's difficult to trade. Number one problem traders face is discipline and consistency. They're not disciplined. They cannot follow their own plan. So for that reason, I give you stage one, where you start with setup one, which is very easy to trade. So it's far easier, and it's a higher win rate, 66%. So it's easier, more comfortable for a beginner to actually start and remain disciplined. And as you go through it, you take your first 100 trades, and then as you go through stage two, you add hunt, or you don't add hunt, you keep going your setup one. And as you accumulate 400 or 500 trades, you have sufficient experience to basically know how you feel during the trade. You have learned how to manage your risk, and hopefully you have been through with me with chat room, so you get educated every day, and emotionally and technically, and you keep going. And then when you finally, try the fruit method, your emotion side will be out. So if you have dealt with your discipline and emotional issues, discipline and emotion both connected, and then you trade the fruit method, you can make big money. And look, even I made a mistake. So this is just part of it, and that's trading. So there you go. Now let's go back to the chart. Around here, we just finished it. But if this was the first move, suppose this was the London Open, and this was the first move, I would definitely have tried to go long here. And it didn't go up, but most probably, if this was the first move, it would have continued and went up. Well, I tried to get in, but something's wrong. It's just not accepting my order. So we leave it as it is. Kind of too stretched anyway. And so this is the story of today. Let's just go through some of the Forex charts quickly. Okay, so I'll quickly scan the dollar yen chart. While on the dollar yen front, we never had anything on the M15. Let's go to the next one. Yes, so on the dollar CAD, if you were early, which is Frankfurt Open, around that time, you had an apple and a setup one here. So this was a famous setup. The famous kind of, price moves strongly towards the end of the day. US session, and then it goes sideways, and there you go. So this is famous setup. More details on it inside the members area. So that will be a nice 10 pips. Swizzy had no formation. Euro dollar, I did call it a setup one, but soon I realized that it wasn't really a setup one. The box is too big. We should have had an entry somewhere here. So made an entry and quickly got out, but 3 pips loss or something. Euro yen is not set up. The pound looked like it was gonna famous itself down. So if you took the trade way early, it would be a good trade. But obviously at London Open is what I look at the pound. And at London Open, it was a fruit setup. Now I don't know if I have the fruit here. No, I don't. See, 3, 4, 5 has completed, and that's where you have the fruit. This is the fruit signal. So this was an ideal fruit campaign, where you would go. Let me go to the other platform. Yep, here. So you can see 3, 4, 5, and it would have hit target zone 1 as well. Perfect 50% retrace, perfectly hitting it. As you can see, hits target zone 1 perfectly, gives you a fruit right at the open. So what you do, you go, you enter here, you add on here, and then you have a strong fruit. You get out there. So you would have got out with plus 25, plus 30, and plus 41. Fruit is very powerful. So I'll end it here.
Thank you for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if yes, please hit the like button. Do you have any questions or ideas for upcoming videos? Then leave a comment. Also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any future videos. See you next time.